do another one. I really do want to say that I'm pleased to be here. Really would always be ready to do anything for camera, and certainly someone that I feel I'm a kindred spirit with. But this is it's been an interesting time on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
For me personally, probably some of you know that for the last 3 months I have sadly taken leave of my band of 43 years, Fleetwood Mac. This was not something that was really my doing or my choice. I think what you would say is that there were factions within the band that had lost their perspective.
Fuck Stevie Nicks!
Well, it doesn't really matter. The point is that they'd lost their perspective, and what that did was to harm, and this is the only thing I'm really sad about. The rest of it becomes an opportunity, but it harmed the 43-year legacy that we had worked so hard to build.
That you built, Lindsey.
And that legacy was really about rising above difficulties in order to fulfill one's higher truth and one's higher destiny. Now, we also are at a point with our country in Washington where there's been a loss of perspective. Mr. Dean saw it firsthand 45 years ago. I think the difference was that perhaps there were more separation of powers. There was more of a potential for checks and balances in that loss of perspective. But the loss of perspective we see now is indeed threatening to harm the legacy that is the United States. And so, in the context of that, you've got to think of what needs to be done, and it is not going to come from the top down. It is going to come from the ground up, and this is why we are here. And so I am most honored and most pleased to have been asked in my own small way to help in that pushback, which very, very much needs to happen in order to continue the legacy that we all have come to value. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lindsey.